What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Chris, and in today's video I talk again about leftovers, but this time we're gonna jump into my kitchen and we're gonna make something super delicious. What do you do when you had some friends over, you cooked some pulled pork, and the following day you have some leftovers? Well, in my case, I usually prepare some super delicious sandwiches, so let me show how I do that. Obviously, the first thing we need is pulled pork. In my case, I'd say it's approximately 2.5 cups of pulled pork. The next thing we need is some sort of bacon. In my case, I wasn't able to find proper bacon, so I just used some ham. Also, you need some mozzarella cheese, you need some cheese which is melting and which is not giving too much fat off. And the next one is a 9-month matured cheddar cheese, which gives you a really earthy and nutty flavor. Just amazing to use on sandwiches. And here I grinded it myself, as you can see. Same with the cheddar cheese, just so I have nice flakes to sprinkle on top on the sandwiches. And the next thing we need is bread. In my case, I'm using sourdough bread, which is also a much better flavor than just the regular sandwich bread. Here you can see, as a paste or as a sauce, I use chipotle chili paste, which has also such an amazing flavor. And here my all-time favorite, it's the Russian chili paste. I told you guys in my previous videos about it. So since we have all the ingredients pretty easy together, we can now assemble the sandwiches. And before we're gonna assemble the sandwiches, I would highly recommend you get a baking tray, or like in my case one of those sheets, and put on top a wax paper or parchment paper, and place the sandwiches already on there. So when you have assembled them, all you need to do is just shove it in the oven, let it in there for a couple minutes, and you're all good to go. Here you can see I'm just putting everything together, put the bread on the baking sheets, so it's easier afterwards to transfer them into the oven. First things first, we're gonna grab the chipotle paste and gently put it on the slices of bread. Because it's like a paste, you gotta be really gentle not to destroy the surface of the bread. As you can see, I'm not putting too much on it, because the chipotle peppers, first of all, they are super spicy, and secondly, you don't need so much. Of course, if you're someone who likes it super spicy, you can use a little bit more, as you see on the screen right now. But I would recommend you, if you do it the first time, just put it gentle on it, because you want to have the flavor of the other ingredient, not just mainly the chipotle paste. So, and here you can see I'm not mixing the two pastes, because the Russian chili paste is also quite spicy, and combined it can be a bit a pain in the ass to eat. When you just need more water than you're actually eating, it's just not good. So be careful when using those two ingredients. Mixed together, it can be really hot. And also the chili paste has a little bit more liquid than the chipotle paste, so only use it gentle. If you use too much, you would just get a soggy bread, and nobody wants a mushy and soggy bread. So keep that in mind, and as I said before, gently put it on there. Which brings us to our main ingredient for today. Obviously, it is the pulled pork. Here you can see I'm putting a generous amount of pulled pork on each sandwiches. And if you wonder why I didn't put any paste on one of the slices, it's for my little dog. And when I cook something, I usually try to prepare something for her as well. because she's a dog and I don't want to get her like crazy drinking water, I'm not using any spices for her. In the pulled pork there's just general spices, so it's nothing too bad for her. I know dogs shouldn't probably eat human food, but in my case, as I already said, for her I'm not using too many spices, and I'm keeping it easy on the salt as well, so I don't see anything wrong with that. But for her it's always a nice adventure to eat stuff we also having on a daily basis. And to be honest, when you read the ingredients of some dog food labels, it's just disgusting. So that's why I don't put any paste on those two, just to have something for our little one as well. So, and as you can see, we are finished putting on the pulled pork. The next thing is the ham, or best case scenario would be a proper bacon. And I live in Ireland, and the proper bacon here is called American bacon for some reason, which I think is pretty ridiculous. But that's the proper bacon here in Ireland. The one you see on the screen right now, I think it's called Black Forest ham, which is quite salty, so I wouldn't recommend using that. I didn't have anything else, so I just put that on. I like to have a little bit diversity and a few different flavors going on my sandwiches. But as I already said, don't use that ham, just use the proper American bacon. It just gives an additional nice flavor. And as in all my videos, because things working for me doesn't necessarily mean it will work for you too. I'm just giving you suggestions what you can put on the sandwiches. Of course, feel free to use different things. You can use even tuna or pulled beef as well. Shredded chicken would work as well. Same with the bacon. You don't have to use bacon. You can use ham as well, but you are your own chef. You decide what your favorite flavors are. I'm, as I said, giving you just suggestions what I prefer. And here you can see the next thing is the cheese. We've already applied the mozzarella cheese on the sandwiches, and as I said at the beginning, the 9 months or 7 months matured cheddar, we're just gonna put a little bit on top. So as you can see, we made quite a mess, so I'm trying to clean off all the leftover cheese on the tray and try to place it on the sandwiches as well. Other than that, as you can see, we are pretty much finished to put it in the oven. Regarding the temperature, I wouldn't go any higher than 180 and leave it in there for approximately 10-15 minutes. And regarding the bacon, I know there are so many different ways to get a really crunchy and crispy bacon. I'm gonna upload a video pretty soon to show you guys my best method to make the most delicious and most crispy bacon you've ever had. So here you can see I just got the sandwiches out of the oven and they are looking just amazing. If you would be with me in my kitchen, you could smell it, and it is just mouth-watering. Here you can see I transferred the sandwiches to a cutting board in order to chop them in nice little pieces. Usually we're gonna have that kind of sandwiches next to the TV while we watch a TV show or some kind of movies. If you chop it in little pieces, it's much handier. But as you can see in a second, because the cheese built quite a nice layer on top, it kind of squeezes it together when you just push it on top. Here you can see I just slapped the bread. That's not a good idea to do if you want to eat it, so be careful when cutting it. I would recommend you put it in 6 little pieces. That's the perfect size for one bite. And other than that, as you can see, the steam, everything, it's just amazing. The sandwiches turned out the way I wanted them. Little doggy can't wait to have a piece. And here, that's the golden piece of all. I love the crusted cheese next to it. When you have that kind of cheese, oh, I could die for it. Crunchy cheese, even better than crunchy bacon. Well, maybe not. Well, you guys decide. Let me know in the comments what you think about crunchy cheese and crunchy bacon. What you prefer? Maybe mix it together. I've seen a few crazy recipes we can try in the future. So other than that, we've assembled the sandwiches in less than 10 minutes. Of course, you should have the pulled pork prepared. Other than that, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoy the sandwiches and see you next time.